I found out my partner has been secretly married to someone else for the past 5 years. Sarah sat on the couch, scrolling through her phone after a long day. The music playing softly in the background didn't mask the unease she felt. She paused when an email popped up, the subject line, "Important, divorce papers attached." Her brow furrowed. She opened it. The screen displayed a set of divorce papers with a photo of James and another woman, their hands intertwined. Sarah's breath caught in her throat. This couldn't be real. The man she'd been dating for 3 years, James, had been married. And now 5 years of secrets were crashing down on her. The front door creaked open. James stepped inside, his briefcase in hand, his usual smile faltering when he saw Sarah's pale face. He stopped in his tracks, eyes full of concern. "Sarah, what's wrong?" His voice was gentle, but he sensed the tension. Without saying a word, she held up her phone, showing him the divorce papers, the photo, the damning proof. James's face drained of color. "Who's Amanda?" Her voice was barely above a whisper, but the anger was unmistakable. He froze, his hand dropping to his side. The briefcase clattered to the floor. "It's not what you think, Sarah," he stammered. "Please, let me explain." Sarah stood up, her heart racing. "Explain what? That you've been married all this time? That you've been lying to me?" Her hands shook as she clutched her phone. 5 years, James. 5 years and I had no idea." He stepped forward, hands raised, but she backed away. "I wasn't lying," he said, voice low. "I just never meant for you to find out like this." "Then when was I supposed to find out, James? When we were talking about our future? When we were planning to move in together? How long were you going to keep this from me?" The words spilled out in a rush. "You were married. Married. And I had no clue." James's face twisted with regret. "I was going to tell you. I swear. But it's complicated. Amanda and we were together for a long time, and it wasn't easy. But then I met you, and I knew things had to change." Sarah wiped her eyes, her voice shaking. "You loved her, but then you loved me too? You never thought I deserved to know the truth?" He stepped closer, desperation in his voice. "I didn't want to lose you. I loved you, Sarah. I didn't know how to fix everything with Amanda, but when I met you, I realized how messed up my life was. I thought I could make it right." She shook her head, fury building. "How could you keep this from me? How could you not tell me? You made all these plans with me, like I wasn't some fool." James took another step, his face crumpling with regret. "I was going to end things with her. I was. I just didn't know how to do it. I didn't want to destroy everything we had." Sarah's chest tightened with pain. "You never thought to be honest with me. You were too busy protecting yourself, your own lies. I didn't want to hurt you. Please understand," he pleaded. "I never meant for this to happen." Sarah's eyes burned with tears. "I trusted you, and you kept lying. For years." James reached out again, but she pulled away, her breath coming in shallow gasps. "You weren't the person I thought you were," she whispered. "How could you do this to me?" James stood still, a broken man, watching her retreat. "I'm sorry, Sarah. I'll do whatever it takes to make this right. Please, don't leave me." Sarah backed away, shaking her head. "I don't know what to believe anymore. How could I trust you?" Turning on her heel, she walked to the bedroom, her heart heavy, her mind spinning. She paused at the door, glancing back at him one last time before closing it quietly behind her. Inside the bedroom, Sarah collapsed onto the bed, her tears soaking the pillow. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand, another message from James, pleading for forgiveness. "I love you. Please don't leave me." She stared at the message for a long moment. Her hand hovered over the phone, but she couldn't bring herself to respond. The silence was suffocating. She turned the phone off. There was no easy answer, no quick fix. She had to face the painful truth that the love she thought she had was built on lies. As the silence stretched on, both Sarah and James faced the weight of the secret they could no longer keep.